Oh, yeah. Welcome to the not so standard issue Clark the Shark presentation this evening. I'm going to bring you greatest hits album by a group of Australians. A huge influence on me, yours truly, Clark the Shark a Doodle Doo, the Shark a Llama Ding Dong, 1-800-449-8255, right here on the amazingly stellar Sharky Show. The Seekers, it's 2 a.m. on a Thursday night going into Friday. It was January 11 today. And that's a special day for Clark the Shark because it's my wedding anniversary. And it looks like the girl here, Judith, I call her Judy Durham. She didn't like that. She was like, I'm Judith. But there were many people that called her that, you guys, right here on the Clark the Shark Show. But sadly, here's the real thing I'm getting at here. She passed away not that long ago. And even though she was like 80 or, 79, I was horrified when I heard Judith Durham died because I thought she would live to be 112. And I hope me, Clark the Shark, I live to be that old. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. But I'd rather die and be with God, if there is a God or a heaven, than be on this shitty earth anyway. So God bless her, rest in peace, wherever she is. Judith Durham from The Seekers, gone too soon at age 79, or she's just gone too soon, you guys, at any age. Very sad. But what a group this was back in the 60s. You talk about a band or whatever this was to rival the biggest things on the Billboard charts. I'm talking the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Diana Ross, you effing name it. The Seekers albums went to like number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or, routinely. And I mean in every country all over the globe, not just Australia, the UK and the United States and Canada and New Zealand and, English speaking Ireland, South Africa. They went to number 1 in like 200 countries. I don't even know if there are 200 countries, you guys, but everybody loved this group, The Seekers. I think they mainly just loved Judith. Seriously. Maybe not. Their harmonies were incredible. Acoustic, folk. And they took kind of abuse in the folk scene. The other folkies didn't really like the Seekers or something because they were too positive, or they were almost like Christian or something. They were really do-goody or straight-laced or something. Like when I think of Paul Revere and the Raiders, the way they're always smiling and happy, that's how I think of the Seekers too. Also, you guys, right here on the Clark the Shark Show. But I'm not sure what they believed politically or religiously. but it's kind of weird. I get this positive, happy vibe, but I also get a real negative vibe from the guy with the Buddy Holly glasses, Athol, on stand up bass. He seems like the one in the band that's like, don't mess with us or I'll kick your ass. Like he's the captain of the hockey team here or something like that. And believe me, I'm not going to mess with him. I would never in a million years dare mess with the Seekers or say anything bad about them. But in all honesty, you guys, this group who had record sales like the Beatles, like the Supremes or something, like the Monkees, or they were just huge back in the 60s. They really only have like 3 or 4 good songs. All their music is interesting. The harmonies, the acoustic guitars, the stand-up bass, and the incredible presentation, the 4 of them singing in these tight harmonies that are just amazing, incredible, you guys, and very talented, very difficult, dexterous, curious what they do, how good they did it. It was incredibly professional. They made no mistakes. The Beatles, when you would go see them, they would hit like sour notes or, be out of key or out of tune, or, the Who would just suck, or, the Rolling Stones or a lot of bands, but never, no way, baby, not the fabulous Seekers. They hit everything right on key, right in tune every time. They hit the nail on the head. They must have rehearsed a lot or something. I don't know, but they were incredible. One of my favorite things to listen to, me, Clark the Shark, right here from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone. It's a Sharkerphone because it was given to me by Wolfman Jack. And he said, I christen you, Clark the Shark. You are now the Wolfman Jack, but on crack. And I was like, well, cool. And he said, because you're going to be number 1 on Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, everywhere in the solar system. He says, you're going to be number 1 on Neptune, Pluto, and especially on Uranus. And I was like, Wolfman Jack, that sounds fucking A-OK great to me, because I'm talking about the best of the Seekers, you guys, here on my wedding anniversary, January 11th. I think I was married in 2006 or 2005 or 2007. I know things were rough then because I owned 3 houses and I was trying to rent them all out, and it was really stressful. But I'm 58 now, 59, I don't know, but my life is always stressful. I'm always in debt, always on the verge of bankruptcy. I always own 3 or 4 houses I can't afford. My car is always breaking, or the oil runs out and the engine is always blowing up. And God is like, it's all your fault, Sharky, and you deserve it, and all the time. And I'm like, it's okay, God, because I know it's just a simulation. It's just a matrix, and I'm like the one. I'm Nero or Nemo or whoever I am. It could never compare to the talent of the Seekers right here on the Clark the Shark show, you guys. What an incredible acoustic folk Australian powerhouse of a harmony, high-end, mid-range, you name it, amazing group. They really don't have that many songs that are good, or do they even write many originals, you guys? But they do write some. Now, I'll Never Find Another You by Tom Springfield One of the greatest songs ever recorded in music. And of course, the Seekers version is the one we all know that's incredible. It's just amazing. You probably remember hearing that song if you're late 50s or in your 50s, growing up and, listening to K Earth 101 or KRLA around Los Angeles. I know I'll never find another you. What a song. Amazing harmony. 4-part harmony, you guys, incredible. And A World of Our Own by Springfield. Awesome. Very, very awesome, you guys, here on the Clark the Shark Show. I love A World of Our Own. What an amazing song. The Carnival is Over. Awesome. Traditional Russian with the lyrics by Springfield. Someday, One Day is really awesome. Simon. Really awesome, you guys. Walk With Me, Springfield. You've heard that one. It's awesome. We Shall Not Be Moved, traditional arrangement. The Seekers, you guys. Killer. Love it, you guys. Morningtown Ride, Reynolds. I love that song. Amazing. When Will the Good Apples Fall? Young. Not one of my favorite songs by the Seekers, but it's on this best of greatest hits. This really isn't a review of this album, you guys. This is a generic review of the fabulous Seekers. It's good, When Will the Good Apples Fall? Not their best stuff. Island of Dreams, Springfield is really good, though. Open Up Them Pearly Gates. That's what I hope God will do for me, Clark the Shark, when I leave this matrix and go to the other side, where I hopefully will be greeted by Morpheus or maybe the Lord. But traditional arrangement, the Seekers. Open up them pearly gates, Lord. Let Shark in. Come on, have a heart. I hope when I do die, you guys, that the Lord is in a good mood and he's happy and telling jokes with all the angels. Or, I have a dream that when I do die, I go and to this table and I see God, Satan, and Robin Williams and Tony Soprano and all these people, and they're all joking about me. And I'm all scared. I'm all, you guys aren't all sending me to hell, are you? And they're like, what do you think was stupid, Shockey? We wouldn't do that to yous. And then I see that guy from A Bronx Tale, the guy who's like, now yous can't leave. He's there too. And they're all like, don't worry, Sharky. Just like Jeff Spicoli, you might just squeak by. Remember Mr. Hand? I always seem to see God as Donald Trump. And he's always like, Shark, if you were me, where would you send you? Well, I hope it's to the Emerald City, Lord. Kim Fowley. Keith Podger. Keith Podger is in the Seekers, you guys. One of the guitar guys. And of course, Georgie Girl, Springfield, Jim Dale. Georgie Girl is a song I remember from childhood when I was just 8 or 9, 1973, 74, listening to K Earth 101 or KRLA and just going, just being blown away by a song that's amazing. Georgie Girl definitely is one of the most incredible folk, acoustic, maybe easy listening adult rock hits that you will ever hear. I guarantee it, you guys. It's not for the faint of, if you're a cool stoner drinking beers, I don't recommend that song. But if you love good music, and you're into good stuff, definitely Georgie Girl, awesome. But I'll Never Find Another You. What an incredible song. I guess just for that song alone. And A World of Our Own. Where Judith is, they're all on this thing, like this pedestal singing. The video is really incredible. She was so beautiful. And very sad that she's gone, you guys. Um, I actually saw the guy Joel from Airborne on the tour bus. Remember, I told you that in that one review where I did Airborne, and we were talking about how we love, Australian groups. He was saying, "Oh yeah, AC/DC, Bon Scott, I love that guy." And I was like, "Hey, what about the Seekers?" And he just looked at me and he stopped talking and gave me a thumbs up, and he's all, "Yeah." Yeah. He knew who they were. Oh yeah. Fabulous. The Seekers, acoustic, atmospheric, melodic. Oh, so melodic. 4-part harmonies, incredible singing, incredible talent. And even though they don't deserve it, really, you guys, they only have like a few good songs. They don't even have that much original material. I mean, they're not songwriters like me, Clark the Shark, but in terms of talent, like singing and getting it in key and 4-part harmonies recorded at Abbey Road in the UK, or they're right there with the Beatles, you guys. But unfortunately, they never really developed a whole album of all Seekers originals where they wrote them, but also that they were just killer songs. They do have some killer shit, you guys. Some of it is their own, but overall, in general, for the amount of records they sold, they were like the Beatles back in the 60s, you guys, or like Elvis or something. This was a huge money spinning act from Australia. I think they're from Sydney. I'm not sure. But back in the 1960s, if you could go back in time and talk to anyone, they would tell you there is nothing worldwide of a phenomena like the Seekers right here on the Clark the Shark Show. And when they do nail it, it is fucking awesome, amazing. And I want you to buy this album if you're only 19 years old, right here in 2024, and you were born in 2005. You were born 4 years after 9/11, when Mohammed Atta and those terrorists flew those planes into the World Trade Center. You, 19-year-old in 2024, I want you to get into the Seekers and Judith Durham. Even Athol, I don't care. The guy seems like an asshole or a fucking dick, but all of them, you guys, they're, important or something. Like, it's just in history. They're, to me, Clark the Shark, I would have loved to have heard more music. I also would have loved to have seen them gone on more, in the 70s and further develop their thing. I guess they made so much money and all this stuff they never did. They're kind of like ABBA. They kind of burnt out and disappeared where they could have gone on. But who knows? Maybe they were just playing so many shows and tours, and they were so in demand worldwide, you guys, that they just couldn't keep up that pace. I imagine that's probably the case. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Make sure you go get into the Seekers, the best of the Seekers, or buy all their albums and learn about all 4 of them. Woodley, Athol, Podger, and of course, Judy Durham. I'm going to call you Judy, Judith. I don't like Judith. I like, Judy Garland or something. I wish, you would have seen the light and called yourself Judy. There are people who refer to her as Judy. Me, Clark the Shark, I'm one of them. But she used to say in interviews, "I'm Judith." Just a little side story there from the Sharky here on the Clark the Shark Show. Make sure you buy all the music here in 2024 by the Seekers from Australia. One of my favorite acts of all time. I sure wish they had more stuff, you guys, but the little bits of things that they had are and were amazing. Right here on the Sharky Show. And I'm out of here. Peace.